Hey, can I grab your attention for just one moment? My name is Jaron Barnes, and I'm here today because I want to introduce you to something called House Hacker University. This course is everything that you need to become a successful house hacker, from finding, financing, analyzing, and managing a 2 to 4 unit to offset your monthly housing costs and possibly even live mortgage-free. House hacking legitimately changed my life, and here in this course, we lay out everything that you need to know and what action steps you need to take so that ultimately it can change your life as well. But before we get into all that, I need to take a moment to tell you the backstory on how and why this course was created. Back in March of 2018, my wife and I decided that we wanted to move from Indianapolis, Indiana to the big city, to Chicago, Illinois. And though it took days of apartment hunting, we finally found the perfect 2-bedroom for us in a north side neighborhood called Rogers Park. And that 2-bedroom apartment cost $14.50 per month in rent. At the time, I was in between jobs and I was solely supporting my family through my land flipping business, which at that stage was pretty much brand spanking new. As with most entrepreneurs with a brand new business, I was busy learning the art of financial management and realized that in order to grow like I wanted to and ultimately make the kind of money that I wanted to make, I needed to figure out a way to drastically reduce my personal expenses. That way, I could aggressively reinvest any extra dollars that I had back into my business. Figuring out how to do this quickly became an obsession that preoccupied my mind all day and sometimes even all night. One night in particular, I found myself intensely staring at a whiteboard where I had written out all of my monthly expenses, and I was deep in thought, aggressively trying to come up with a solution. As I was scanning through the numbers over and over again, probably for something like the 50th time at this point, all of a sudden, it hit me. The single biggest expense listed on that whiteboard was my rent payment. $14.50 per month in rent is $17,400 a year. Completely gone, like down the drain, never to be seen again. Humor me for a moment and take a second to imagine what it would be like to eliminate, or at the very least drastically reduce, what you're currently spending per month on your house or apartment. Let's say by figuring out a way to do that, you would free up an extra $10,000 to $20,000 a year. How would that feel? Would it not radically improve the quality of your life? It definitely did for me. I remember doing the math in that apartment that night and thinking to myself, man, if I had an extra $17,000 each year, I could do so many more land deals. I gotta figure this out. Now, I had heard about house hacking before all this, but I just never took it as a serious option for me and my family. But at that very moment, standing in my office that night, staring at those numbers scribbled on that whiteboard, right there and then, I decided that I'm gonna take this house hacking thing seriously. And well, I did. We had moved into that apartment on March 1st, 2018, and exactly a year and 3 months later, through seller financing of all things, I ended up buying a duplex that per side only had 950 square feet that my wife, me, my newborn son, as well as my mother-in-law moved into. After some time had passed, our second son was about to be born, and though this duplex was awesome, frankly, our family just needed a little bit more space than 950 square feet. So we decided to upgrade and move into the property that we're currently living in, which is actually a 3-unit, and to be honest, this is my absolute favorite property I've ever lived in, childhood and all. Technically, we bought this property for $285,000, but because we used a loan that requires very little money down and we had a lender who really knew his stuff, at the end of the day, I only had to spend $2,618.97 out of pocket in order to close on the property. I gotta tell you, seeing that dollar amount on the settlement statement a day or so before closing was surreal. It's a feeling I honestly don't think I'm ever gonna forget. At the making of this video, between my 2 tenants, I'm making $1,675 a month from rental income. I'm literally getting paid for my family and I to live in a beautiful home, complete with a dream kitchen for my wife, tons of space for my 2 boys to run around and play in, a huge backyard, the perfect office for me, 2 super nice bathrooms, one having an extra large tub in it, and we even have a Bluetooth stereo in the exhaust fan. It's honestly a dream come true. Actually, no, it's more than a dream come true. Now, I hope in sharing all this, I'm not coming across as boastful or full of myself or whatever, because the truth is, I'm well aware that I'm really nothing special. Equipped with the right information and the guidance we give you in the course, everything that I've accomplished here, you can easily do for yourself. I just share all of this because I want you to know that when it comes to house hacking, I've been through the ringer. I've already gone down the path and been through the process from start to finish twice now, and I've made the mistakes and all the bumps and bruises so you don't have to. Like I said earlier, house hacking legitimately changed my life, and the goal of this course is for it to change yours as well. Maybe some of you watching right now have always dreamed about living in a certain town or specific section of town, but you knew it was never really in the cards because the area was just too expensive. House hacking might be the ticket to making that dream come true, because with the right property, the rental income could be high enough where you could afford to live in an area that would otherwise be too expensive. Others of you may just be trying to save as much money as you possibly can. Maybe you have debt you're trying to pay off, or maybe there's something really special and important that you're saving up for, like an engagement ring. With house hacking, if you find the right property in the right market, it's very possible for the rental income to be large enough to cover the entire mortgage payment, allowing you to live 100% mortgage free and put that money to better use. For me, the biggest thing is the sense of security. I know that no matter what happens, whether my career tanks or my income level gets hit, or God forbid something happens to my health, no matter what it is, my family and I now have a place to call home that's so affordable it'll never be taken from us. This course is much more than just an organized collection of good information. This is your ticket to more money in your pocket, to security, to being able to afford to live in your dream location that would otherwise be too expensive, and most importantly, it's a ticket to providing a home for your family that will never be a financial burden. If you think of the term house hacking, it really is just that. It gives you a hack, a cheat code to life, allowing you to eat your cake and have it too. Now let's get you started and get you access to the course. Beneath this video is a link. Go ahead and sign up right now so that you can secure your spot. And with that, I'll see you on the other side.